Welcome, everyone. This is Tom. Welcome to Lone Wolf Prepper Channel. Anyway, a lot of things to talk about tonight with JoJo dropping out and stuff. But I sure appreciate all my new subscribers that have come to me on YouTube. And, it's very important that we spread the word. Okay. I know everybody wants to get into topic real quick, but I want to get into just a few things what we're going up against. Now I put a video out on Thursday night about Joe Biden replaced by Monday, July 22nd. Okay, and obviously I was right. To me, it was obvious. But these are videos, these shorts that YouTube doesn't want to put on the feed. Like for instance, the Joe Biden replacement. Hi, Carol, how you doing? I'm talking about YouTube. I'm going over some analytics, and I want to get some. I may sit there and have a board behind me where I can sit there and hang at the analytics we get from YouTube, so you can understand how they're shadow banning. By the way, I came out with that video about Joe Biden being replaced Thursday night, and they wouldn't put it on the feed. Okay, and then before they announced that Joe Biden was stepping down, it had 12 views. Okay, I think it had 7 likes and stuff like that. And, it was running 100% view rate. Why put that on there? Now, since they announced it, I got a few more views. But this is what we're dealing with, okay? A video that I did about Joe Biden dropping out, which, I don't have a crystal ball. It was just obvious as heck to me with the COVID stuff. It was a setup. It was obvious they were pulling him out of the limelight and having to explain to him that he was not going to be running for president again. And he probably pouted for a couple days, but that's what happened. Okay. But now it's got 19 views. I got 1 sub. It's only been put on the feed 14 times. And it's only been, the views only 47% are from the short feed. The rest are from people looking, notifications, stuff like that. Where I'm getting more views now on my shorts, that these ones they don't want to put on the feed from people, my subscribers and stuff. So anyway, and then it's got 100% view rate. But anyway, and then another one, the one I did about the legal precedent about the people that say the Trump assassination was staged should be able to be sued by the victims' families, especially that firefighter's family, the guy who lost his life. Just like Alex Jones was in Sandy Hook. I mean, the legal precedent's been set. They're the ones who set it. And that one, I mean, I've had that one, I think, for 5 days. And it's been put on the feed 4 whole times. I got 16 views. Only 2 of those views are from the short feed. Okay, it's around 100% view rate. And then you got my thought of the day today, and I hope everybody liked that one because that's what I am. A simple, humble, poor man, and that's why I like it. See, then they just fly over me and they don't care. I guess maybe that's why I'm allowed to say what I want on YouTube. By the way, my thought of the day today. It took a while getting started out, but it was running 64%. What was it? 20. Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, it's running 63%. And it's probably well over 300 views now after it took off and stuff. And it's, this is the thing. If anybody's noticed, I am the 400 view king. Once it gets to that 400 views, they stop putting it on the feed. No matter Marshall C. Hey! Oh, no way! Awesome! Pete's Creepy Joe. Awesome. Anyway, I'm just talking about the analytics right now. I'm about getting the meat and potatoes about Joe Biden stepping down. Wow, what a surprise. By the way, but my thoughts of the day. I hope everybody's enjoying them. You know, like I say, after Oliver Anthony, I felt I had to do something to wake this country up, to do my part. I mean, I wasn't in the Marine Corps no more. And it just motivated me to do my part, to instead of sitting complaining all the time, and what I did when I got out of the Marine Corps. That's all I did is complain. Try getting into politics for a little bit. Yeah. I was going to get into politics for a little bit, and I got all dressed up and was going to caucuses. And this is the way I got approached. I was a, mid-20s strapping young guy, and I dress up in those suits, and half the people thought I was running for office, and the other half thought I was Secret Service. And then I found out is what the big money comes there, and they want to get somebody with charisma and stuff they can manipulate, and they're buying somebody that the people will believe. I don't know. I got so sick of politics after just going to a few rallies and stuff. And, I talked to a congressman and stuff. I was dealing with a congressman and a senator and stuff. And one congressman I was dealing with, this was back in the early mid-90s, right? And we were talking about the money being spent back then. And I was talking about it, and he looked at me and laughed. He goes, "That's just the tip of the iceberg, Sonny. You don't know nothing." So anyway, I found out politics was a crooked game. But anyway, that's, we can all fix this. For us to sit here and deal with this stuff and have done nothing, that my video I put out after I found out about the Trump assassination, after working my ass off all day, enjoying my white privilege. And I came home and I was showered up and I got hot, and I made that video where I was upset. And you damn right the war's on. I mean, don't you see these people? They don't care. I mean, they can go on TikTok and YouTube and complain and bitch that Trump didn't get shot. They're upset about it. Nothing happens. I mean, if you were to say that about Camel Toes Harris or Joe Biden, you'd have the Secret Service. And I'm kind of wondering if the Secret Service ain't going to pay me a visit now and say, "Hey, how did you know for sure Joe was going to be replaced?" I guarantee you they had him out there at his home, feeding him his pudding and ice cream and explaining to him while he threw his fit that he wasn't going to be president no more. It was just so obvious to me after the COVID and the way he got off the plane. It was like just being able to read it. I didn't want to put out that video, but, something forced me to, so I did. By the way, YouTube don't want to show up. Well, let's get into Joe dropping out. Really? I mean, let's see. You have same outlook on things. The Secret Service dropped the ball on purpose. Yeah, let me tell you something about the Secret Service. Anybody study Rome? Anybody study the Praetorian Guard? How many times did the Praetorian Guard have an emperor assassinated so they could put the one they want in? And people may, who's a Praetorian Guard? That was the emperor's secret army. Their secret services, private army to protect him. Same thing. Dropped the ball. Woo! A lot of that don't make sense, but you know what? We're never going to hear the truth. That's why I don't dwell on it, because I want to dwell on what we got to do because of it. Okay? I don't think Donald Trump should have had to been killed for us to organize in a defensive posture, at least. So we're ready for them to come at us. I've really, really been studying the Civil War, the Revolutionary War big time the last few months. And yeah, I know they missed. They say a second shooter. I would go into that because, it took 2 shooters to get Kennedy. If there was a second shooter on that water tower, I would say, if anybody watches the video, you saw Trump drop like a rock. All of a sudden he was there and he was gone. You know, he knew what was going on. Secret Service didn't know what was going on. I will say Trump saved his own ass. And I'm not already going to get into, like I did the other video, of those people taking video for a minute or so, that idiot climbing the roof, and nobody doing anything about it. I mean, remember after 9/11, if you would have tried to hijack a plane, what they did? They gang tackled you. I mean, maybe it's just my Marine Corps training, but I'm sorry. Start screaming and hollering. Yeah, the Secret Service might even take a pot shot at you. But at least that guy went to got his shot off. I mean, Donald Trump wants to protect our ass. How about, just not the Secret Service's job to protect his ass now? It's all of us. You go to a Trump rally, guess what? I would say you're part of the Secret Service, at least the observation crew. Okay? But anyway, like I say, I don't understand why they just took video. Took your phone out. Let's take pictures of this. Wow, there's somebody up there. Hey, policeman, there's somebody up there. Get up there and do something about it. If you're seeing nobody else will do it, then it's time to do your job. Do your responsibility. Do the right thing. Time to intervene at the right time. And people can say, well, that's called being a hero. I don't know. I think it's just called doing what nobody else obviously wants to do. It just upsets me. Those shots should have never been fired. They want to get on the Secret Service? Yeah, absolutely. But I'm going to get on those people that saw him and did nothing. The civilians. Okay? Wait. I did that all Friday night, okay? That upsets me. I mean, I would like to know that my neighbors got my back. Wouldn't that be nice? That's what it was like in the Revolutionary War. The Sons of Liberty. We got your back. Yeah. He gets shots. It's like everybody's seeing Lee Harvey Oswald in the school depository window, waving to him, taking videos. Hey, how's it going? With his gun sticking out the window. All I know is now I believe in a magic bullet. Not from the Kennedy assassination, but from the one that went by his ear. So, anyway, yeah, they failed big time. So did we. If the Secret Service can't protect Trump, if the government isn't going to enforce the laws of this country with the border and all that stuff, who's it left up to? It's left up to the people. I mean, if the people that we put in charge, because we're in charge, aren't going to do it, we got to do it. If you're the boss of the job and everybody walks off the job site, do you just close your business down? No, you got to do everything. It's time to get active, people. Okay? Time to get active. It's time to know that the liberals want us all dead and are willing to do anything for it. So, where is that? Oh, shoot. I'm going to show you something. I can't get it. Anyway. I thought the tractor was closer than that. But anyway, yeah. It's a crazy world. And then, like I say, once they get Trump out of the way, welcome to the boxcars and the showers with no water. It can never happen again, right? It's been happening for thousands of years. I mean, when a government goes so corrupt that they go broke. I mean, we all hear that the Pharaoh's tombs were raided by thieves, right? Grave robbers, right? Does anybody actually know that the people that the city they had built out there to build the tombs, they couldn't pay them no more? So the people who built the tombs after they buried the pharaohs went in there and took the stuff to get what they were paid. Yeah. The tomb robbers were the people who built them. Yeah. Oh, I want to talk about the first day. Okay, this is the thing. We're going to be dealing with a bunch of lunatics in the street. Good. All these illegals come out in the street and protest. Just line the box cars up in a good way, load them on, take them to the border, unload them. INS in the streets. Unlike when he won the first time, they were just allowed to protest without nothing, without not having to worry about anything. But yeah, I mean, there's so many things. The thing is, he needs to bring the truth out. The truth, though, the American people have been deceived. I don't know, for the last, definitely since the creation of the Federal Reserve. And then that needs to be audited. And then we need to, I heard he's talking about paying off the debt. You're darn right, because I don't want my grandkids as kids that are going to be born in 20 years having to pay for this. But we need to see orange jumpsuits. We need to see that the law is enforced on everybody, no matter what your status in the community is. That's like you leaving. If you go out without your seatbelt, you're going to get hammered. And if you flip the cop any attitude, you're going to have another couple cop cars show up. I tell you one person who's probably shaking in their shoes right now. I bet you all hunters be like, oh no, I'm going to prison. I'm going to be friends with Bubba. Sick son of a bitch. Anyway. Yeah. Deportation. And these anchor babies, screw it. No anchor babies. You're leaving. Your kid's leaving too. You're taking you and your kid out. And then you know what? The best thing about it is that next day we can close all the welfare offices because we'll have this thing as no unemployment. We'll have a negative unemployment number because there's going to be way more jobs than people to take them. And when people are actually starving, maybe they'll understand what's important in life and go out and earn a living. I don't mind being poor. That's my choice. Okay? But if you're choosing to be poor because you're lazy and I got to take some of my poor money to give to you, there's just nothing right about that. Okay? Health and Human Services. And that's another thing. Downsize the government. 3 cabinet positions. 3. The Secretary of War, which would be now the Defense. Okay? Lloyd Austin, Joe Biden, you couldn't remember, the black guy. The Secretary of State to deal with foreign countries on our behalf, and the Secretary of Treasury to ensure the safety of our money. All the rest of it needs to go bye-bye. Okay, I'm out here in the farming and ranching community, right? And I've worked for them my whole life. I do the math all the time. Frankly, I don't understand how they do it. I just had one rancher tell me once, I just got a banker stupid enough to keep lending me money. But he had a good job on the side. But let's get the government out of that. Department of Interior, I'm sorry, the federal government's not allowed to own, according to the Constitution, state parks and stuff in other states. Shipyards, armories, DC, Department of Education, that can definitely go bye-bye. Okay? Then we put the parents of the community that have children in the school in charge of making their children get an education like it was when I was in school. A lot of the teachers I had, all of them I had, were before the Department of Education. They were old school teachers. And believe me, I got a good education, but I made them earn their money. Always had to be a stupid idiot. I was I never had to study, take books home and stuff, and I made the honor roll. But if I would have really cracked it down, I could have done a lot better, which I'd done in my adult life. I've always excelled in classes I've taken and stuff like that. But, that's what kids do. But anyway, cool. That's Department of Education's gone. Department of Homeland Security, while that border's not secure, they can go. Okay? We're letting more terrorists in than they're capturing. It's time for them to go. They just name it. If it is not covered in the Constitution, it's up to the states to do it. And that's what we need to bring back. Smaller government. Okay? And if all these in IRS, FBI, ATF, no federal police force, IRS, are you kidding me? I'm so sick and tired of paying taxes when I make it and then getting taxes taken from me when I spend it. Okay, if you want to do that, why don't we just go to a national sales tax where it's fair? Then people like me, I don't spend a lot of money, so I won't pay a lot of taxes. And if you're a person that just constantly gotta, make sure the greenbacks are in circulation, you're gonna pay a lot. Teach these kids to respect people. I love it when these younger generation tell me that they had it harder growing up than I did, right? And I'm 30 some plus years older than these kids, right? And I say, then how come I can still outwork you if you had it rougher? They don't have it up here. Okay, it gets hot out, and I gotta sit there and fence and put post holes in, and I'm sweating. I sweat. If it's cold out and it's 30 below and it's snowing, it's windy and stuff, you know what? Out here, the cows don't take a day off, and everybody wants their hamburger and steak. Okay. But anyway, downsize the government, pay off the debt, audit the Federal Reserve, and anybody who's broke a car in D.C., he needs to drain the swamp this time. And don't care what people say. And then he needs to come on TV once a week and have fireside chats and bring out the laundry list of stuff so we can decide. Well, the mainstream media is just going off and bonkers. I can't wait to hear what they all got to say tomorrow. But anyway, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed. I want to see people in orange jumpsuits. I want to see Paul Pelosi punished and find out the truth behind the 2 a.m. hammer party while they're painting. I mean, they sit there and tell us this stuff like we're supposed to believe it. If your kid came home and told you something like that, you'd look at him and say, okay, I was born yesterday. Maybe that's what they think. Yeah, I heard of guys walking across the border. They're giving money and stuff. Going back across, coming back across. Are you kidding me? And then, the sad part about it, what really upsets me about it, is we got South Africans that work here, okay? And what they have to go through to come here and work in the United States is insane, okay? Department of Agriculture, you got to get a job with somebody, and the person who gets a job has to basically sponsor you, and the house they live in gets inspected by the Department of Agriculture. They got to go through the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI, and then they got to sit there and have a medical insurance policy paid for. Why are there two separate immigration laws? And the second these guys break anything of it, they're gone. They're back to their countries. Adios. See you later. Oh, that's right. I know why. Because they're not terrorists. They're here. Those South Africans are pretty cool. They come here, work during the summer, and then they go down to South Africa for their summer. And a lot of them sit there and scuba dive all summer. What a life. If you're single and stuff, why not? But if they screw up even once, they're gone. Unlike an illegal, hey, go ahead and kill somebody. Don't worry about it. Yeah, free healthcare. And then I heard about the hotel vouchers about in New York where hotels weren't even full now. Hotels were taking advantage of the situation and then charging hundreds of dollars every night. I mean, it's just Americans taking advantage of Americans. The whole thing's crazy. Pocket money, you know what? Oh, and let's not forget about squatters' rights. Squatters' rights. Remember that? Lady gets arrested in New York for trying to kick squatters out of her house. Yeah, it's nuts because we live in the Twilight Zone. Remember in the Twilight Zone, the main character was a sane one, and everybody around him thought he was insane? Remember that about Twilight Zone? You know, the thing is, we outnumber them. You know, it's just said about Hitler. Hitler made the screaming minority seem like the majority. Okay, and that's all they're doing. But anyway, I'm getting way off topic. Okay, let's get into JoJo dropping out. Okay, you know, and then they're replacing him with Camel Toe Harris. Anybody have any suggestions who this VP is going to be? Let's go with main names. Like I'm going to say Hillary Clinton. If I'm going to go with a main name, I'm going to say Hillary Clinton. Okay. Anybody got an idea? So, uh, anyway, nobody? Well, I tell you what, YouTube won't even tell me how many people I have live on here. I don't get my little screen thing. Yeah. Maybe Big Mike. I see. I don't know. I mean, I just don't think Big Mike wants anything to do with politics. And it's just, you know, he's trying to hide a secret, not show everybody. I don't understand why. But he's not. Think of the world leaders having to deal with Joe Biden with his dementia. Now you're going to have to deal with Michelle Obama. I mean, it's bad enough. Camel Toe Harris, Putin and Kamala Harris. Just think about Putin and Kamala Harris. That's why, and it's got to be somebody. See, the thing is, the Democrats know that their voter turnout is going to be low, and they know there's people out there that will never vote for Trump, but you know, don't necessarily ever going to vote for a Democrat. You know, and Hillary could fill that spot. Remember, Hillary's always finished second. She's never finished first. Let's remember that about her. Okay. So, you know, I don't know who's going to be, but it's going to be a show. They could pick somebody nobody knows. And like I say, the Democrats could just decide to punt, realize they're not going to win in 2024, and try to regroup for 2028. I don't know. They may try that strategy. Sometimes that is the best strategy. So, yeah. I mean, remember, Hillary got so upset that night she lost because they didn't realize how much they had to cheat to get her in. I mean, there's cheating going on them, but they didn't have to realize how much they had to cheat. Well, that's another thing about Joe Biden dropping out, right? The most popular president ever with the most votes has to drop out because he's not popular enough. Okay, maybe that goes up with their that 375% turnout in Michigan in some drop box. I can't remember what state it was. I think it might have been Georgia, where 24 people went to the drop box, but it had over 19,000 ballots in it. They shouldn't have even been in there. So, but we got Kamala Harris, and then they're going to come out with her running mate. You know, I know Hillary endorsed her right away. Yeah, she was pissed off, but you know, it's going to be strange. I mean, it doesn't even feel like we're living in a real world anymore. It's going to be how crazy is tomorrow's news going to be? It's bad when a person out here in the middle of nowhere can predict what's going to happen in the next 3 days. And you sit there and tell me that you don't think a revolution war is going to come? Hell yeah, it is. Civil war, maybe a combination of both. It's definitely going to be something we never had before. And like I say, if we would have solved this back in 2020 when they stole the election, we'd be through this already on the other side, probably not worried about World War III and building the Phoenix up from the ashes. Letting the Phoenix rise from the ashes. But, now we went 4 years. Now it's going to be a harder hammer hitting the floor. This is what I'm telling people. Every day it takes for us to do something about this. More people are going to die. More suffering is going to happen. Because the more they get control and grip. Anyway, I'm way off subject tonight. So anyway, so they're going to run camel toe. One of the most unpopular presidential candidates in 2020. But see, the cheat is on, and that's why I think they need to bring Hillary in, because they need to make it not so obvious. All we need is a few people to question it, to break down our organization. I mean, if Joe would have kept running and they would have said that Joe got, another couple million more votes. Hi, Kristen. That never would have flew with us. But now you bring in, I just don't know. Who else do you got? Chuck Schumer? Never. Okay. Gavin Newsom? I personally don't think he'd take a second seat to Kamala Harris. Well, I don't know. We're, like I say in that short I did, I think we'll find out Monday. And Monday's tomorrow. That'll be interesting. I'll make a video about. See, this is one thing I like doing shorts. My videos don't get views. They won't put them on nobody's feed. They just, no matter what I try to do. Now my lives are picking up. My shorts. Hey, thanks. I love your channel, dude. I love your name. And when you sat there and said how you wanted to end it, and Blake, isn't that what happens when you get older? You get a sixth sense of humor, right? Anyway, have a great night, buddy. I know you're on the East Coast, get late out there. Enjoy Jacksonville. I know I had some fun running through the mall there when I was a Marine. Anyway, so get back on topic. For vice president, the thing is, the whole Democratic Party is in chaos now. Okay. They had to finally admit to themselves what we've known for 4 years. They finally had to admit to themselves, boy, they're slow. Okay. But they're in chaos. I'm sure this weekend was extremely busy. That's why you heard nothing. And then the more this weekend was going, I was like, we ain't hear nothing. Nothing about Joe being sick. Nothing about nothing, right? Okay. But anyway. Oh, what was I talking about? I was reading a thing. But okay. Sunny money. Anyway, but YouTube tonight, they won't even put me up to see how many people are watching. Usually I get the little bar there to see who's watching and the likes, so they're not giving me that tonight. Okay. But anyway, the chaos that's going to be created because of this. New channel name. Boy. So, what are they going to do? I'd like to say the best thing is them for them. Do the best they can to save face in 2024 and then shoot for 2028. Because if they push, they can completely tear this country apart. Yeah, nice to meet you, Sonny. Sonny Shorts. I'm gonna go to your channel as soon as I get off and subscribe. That's what we need to do. We need to spread the word. We need to become a louder voice and more motivated than the other side, so they know the screaming majority is the majority. Okay, that's what we need to do. Everybody, through the years, it'd be like, why you get so excited. Because I'm a Marine. What am I supposed to do? When I see my country being torn apart and us being taken advantage of and robbed, well, how am I supposed to act when I see injustices being done? Okay? But, I have seen this. How did it get this far? To where we have Joe Biden, after knowing what he was like before he went before the election, and then him saying 2 weeks before the election, we have established the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics. And 2 weeks later, they, we were told he won the election. To where now, and then the COVID stuff, Simon Says never followed none of it. Pure blood, never wore a mask, never went the right directions. I totally fought everything on it. To where Trump gets shot and Biden's dropping out finally. And they're going to replace him with somebody that is more unpopular than him. Okay? It's crazy. It's crazy. When are we going to do something? We have to organize. We have to realize what's going on because the other side is doing it. It's like looking over the river and seeing your enemy making fortifications and setting everything up to make an attack across the river, and we're all having a picnic. That's what I see. And then these people are filming Trump or filming this bad guy for a while before he takes pot shots at Trump. We're allowing this. I mean, can you imagine that person filming that, knowing he had a chance to do something? If Trump would have been assassinated that day, you're the person knowing that you had the time. You were the only one there that was willing to do something to stop it, and you did nothing. That's not the people I want in my foxhole with me. You got an AR-15 and you're training with it, you better be prepared to use it. You better be prepared to act. Because one day they will be coming for you. The war is going to be everywhere. If you're in a big city, you need to get the hell out immediately. Forget the excuses you have. I mean, if you're in New York City, you can sell what you have, come out to where I live, and have a more beautiful house and an acreage and everything. There's so many people that come out here from California that are conservative to get the hell away, and they don't have the goofy views. They're like, God, I basically had nothing in California, and I have everything here. Okay, you may have to get your hands dirty and stuff. The jobs are different, and you're going to take a lower paying job. But guess what? You have freedom, liberty, pursuit of happiness. The place is huge. There ain't a lot of people, and you're just safer. Everything's less expensive. You just don't need money out here. I mean, I barely make anything compared to, other people. And I'm still able to save a lot of money. Well, that's also because my expenses are like $600 a month. So I like living a life like that. Yeah, I'm in Nebraska in the Sandhills. I am in an area where if you go from Valentine, Nebraska, Alliance, Nebraska, North Platte, Nebraska, and Ogallala. And from North Platte and Ogallala, you go about 120 miles north. And from Alliance, you go about 100 miles east. And Valentine, you go about 100 miles to the southwest. That's where I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. Okay. Like I say, I live in a county that's so big. I am 106 miles away from my county seat. And half of that distance is on a 1 lane paved road, then a gravel road. Then I finally hit the 2 lane tar. Then I get to drive through Turner's Buffaloes and stuff. I love it out here. One person for every 20 square miles. I live and work in my bug out location. So I found home. But anyway, getting back on subject. So, but you need to get out of the cities. You need to get someplace safe. Everybody can see what's coming. These people hate us. You should see the comments that I get on YouTube. You don't even know me, dude. Why? Why all this hate, discontent? I mean, find a reason to hate me just because I voiced my opinion on YouTube is a reason to hate me? Just imagine if you walk through life with everybody that said something that you disagreed with and you hated them for it. You live a very unhappy life. But these people hate us. Complaining on TikTok and these social media platforms about Trump not being off, that they're upset about it. And that's another thing. When Trump gets into office, he better dismantle these social media platforms. Okay, break them up. I want to go someplace where I don't have to charge people to see me. I will not go to a social media platform where you have to pay to see what I have to say. That's bullcrap. You know, I just is land cheap out here? Well, right now it's going for. See, the thing out here is land is going for about $1,200 an acre, but you ain't gonna find anything for under. I mean, here they sell them in 1,000 acre plots. Okay, I mean the ranch I'm on, we're 24,000 acres. Just this part of the ranch, we're all over 3 counties. This is just one part of it. We're the northern part, which is nice because we're 25 miles away from headquarters and they only have to come up here when they have to. So Lane and I got it pretty good up here. But yeah, we're huge up here. You know, but the nice thing about this where I work is it comes with a house. I got my work pickup. I mean, I got my own vehicles. I got my place, the pasture to keep my horses in. I have no bills except for my uh, phone bill and my car insurance, and then what I spend on food. And I never eat out, so I refuse to eat in fast food joint. I'll never do that. I mean, I live a very simple life. Yeah, I want to. The thing is, this channel is eventually going to blossom because I had to spend $7,000 on vehicles. Okay, because both my vehicles died, so I had to get another pickup and car. But my goal is to get an ultralight airplane. Okay. And then I'm going to take this channel to new heights. Can you imagine coming out here on a flock of geese, flying right next to them and getting video of that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I got a lot of things I want to do in life. Solar panels, no. We have electrical wires that go through here, like right behind me. We got a line coming through, but we have very few places. So the line just runs through the pastures for miles. Not too much. I don't think any of it's underground, to be honest with you. I mean, some of these telephone poles out here that are holding, or the wire poles out here that are holding the wire up are, 50 years old. But you can go off grid and stuff. The thing is, out here we have generators. Like if stuff ever gets crazy, completely crazy, and we have an EMP and stuff, or not an EMP because that'll fry the circuits in the generator, but something where we lose electricity for a long time. We are equipped to be up here for months at a time without no assistance. We got plenty of diesel, generator power. It just our tractors. We don't have to. We're totally self-sufficient for months. That's why people, oh, lone wolves will never work. It's a lifestyle. Live. What do you mean it'll never work? You're afraid of the medical stuff? Well, yeah, that can happen to anybody. When it's time to meet your maker, meet your maker. But the best thing to do to avoid that is stay healthy. I mean, I'm lucky. I don't take no medications. I don't have to go to the doctor at all. Yeah, but I've been really strict with my life when it comes to physical fitness and doing the right thing. So, but there's a lot of freedom out here. You know, I came out here because I was having nightmares in Minnesota. That's where I came from, that liberal state through the pandemic. I tell you what, they couldn't get me to bend. But I was having nightmares, just being trapped. Worse than Marine Corps nightmares, being trapped and trying to escape all the time. Then I got this job out here. The day I got told I had that job, I haven't had nightmares since. I mean, these were nightmares that messed me up. Well, you know, when you wake up and you're just messed up for hours, and you just gotta go do something that you're familiar with to sit there and kind of calm you down. So I don't do good in a liberal state. Maybe that's why I act the way I do, because I see that coming. You know, maybe I don't have nightmares no more because I'm on YouTube doing something to express myself. Okay. But anyway, you know, I love it out here. I just feel safe. You know, when the FBI comes and sees me, they got a long ways to come. They come in by chopper, I'm going to hear them. Anyway, I just like to say, I wonder if I'm going to get a visit now because of that short I made about buy and be replaced. How'd you find that out? Oh, it's that crystal ball I got in my head, the thing that allows me to rationalize. And the thing is, we've been fed the same game for so many years. By the time you're my age, if you can't see the game they're playing, okay, I guess I just pay attention. So, anyway, I'm just interested to see what news is going to be tomorrow. It's going to be, Joe Biden, the message Joe Biden put out, that the best economy we've ever had. You're going to tell me that the economies that we have in the 21st century are better than the economy we had in the 50s? Get a life. Where a man could work 40 hours a week and buy a house, buy a car, pay for his retirement, put his kids through college, and live a comfortable life, and have all the new gizmos they come out with, like wringer washers. You're going to tell me the economy's that good? Better than it's ever been? People have short memories. Oh, these bugs. I'm outside tonight because it's such a nice night. But anyway, it's just, they're going to do it to say, for him to save face, whatever. But anyway, I wasn't surprised. It's just like 9/11. People are like, oh my gosh, 9/11. I wasn't surprised. I dealt with terrorism in the Marine Corps. I told them from the day got out, I told people we talked about terrorism. Now, they're going to get us. Now, whether you think it's an inside job or whatever, I believe the government allowed it to happen. By the way, I'd sit there and say for years and years, it's going to happen. They're going to get us. People say you're crazy and all this other stuff, right? So on September 11th, when I was watching the news that morning after the first tower got hit, I was watching that. I actually was watching the news when the second plane came in and hit the towers. And I wasn't surprised. I mean, I went down and woke up my wife and told her that we're under attack by terrorists. And she's, oh. And I was like, I told you it was going to happen. I wasn't surprised about this. Who should be surprised about this? Anyway, The Democrat Party is evil. That's why it's falling apart. And people are waking up because, eventually people realize that, this life seems a little messed up. Eventually the light bulb goes on in people's heads. That's what's going on. And every single time they go after Trump and do this stupid stuff, take him into court, sue his butt, break him, then sit there and take him into court and find him guilty of 34 felonies to make him a criminal. Like I say, the black guy in the Bronx that has been screwed over by New York City's DA a lot, whose side do you think he took? The Democrat side or Trump's side? Probably saying that finally a white boy's experiencing what we experience. More people on his side. Trump in the Bronx, do I need to say that? To the point where they're shooting him. Anyway, obviously I'm going to vote for Trump. And then we better go back. It's another thing I need him to fix. Get rid of the machines. Rid of the machines. Go to paper ballots. And if we have to, where that don't work, then we go to the thumb in the ink. Remember in Iraq, the first free elections they had after Saddam Hussein, the thumb in the ink? Look at my thumb, I'm proud. If we got to go to that to make sure we're an honest country, then that's what we got to do. Okay? Oh, I can't wait to get off here and check out Sunny Shorts. There's so many YouTube channels out there. This is what I'm saying. Everybody needs to create a YouTube channel. If for one thing to put one video on there to give the federal government your opinion, because you can call these congressmen up and senators up, they don't care. Because they got you out here, the lobbyist is right here. You understand? And right now our system is set up where money puts you in. Frankly, I don't know why Trump should have to raise another dime. All he's got to do is let Democrats completely continue doing what they're doing, destroying themselves. He'd go out and play golf. Maybe drop a few shorts on YouTube every once in a while. Tell us what his handicap is. Talking about your golf handicap at a presidential debate. I mean, this is what kind of talking points the Democrats have, okay? But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to Trump's first days in office. And I tell you what, if he don't follow through, I'm going to be just as hard on him, if not harder, than Joe Biden. You know why? Because Trump knows better. And if you're president, you realize you're going to piss off at least half the population of the planet every day. So he better get used to pissing people off and correcting stuff. I want to see people held accountable. Everywhere from James Comey, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, everything. There's no reason why I have to follow laws. If this don't happen, it's going to be the same thing. In that video I had after Trump's assassination, right now I show no allegiance to the federal government. None whatsoever. They have pushed it beyond too far. Okay? No allegiance. Now, Donald Trump better get in there and do his damn job. And that means the first day, within 12 hours of you getting inaugurated, there should not be another illegal crossing the border. If you got to bring the military out, because that's their job. It's not against the law of the Constitution to bring out the military to protect our borders. But you're sitting there, I can't remember that stupid law. But, you're telling me if our country gets attacked on shores, we can't bring our military out because it's against this law. Screw it. Our borders are being invaded. I want to see a machine gun nest every 100 yards. I want to see them putting up wire. Loudspeakers saying you cross, you will be shot. and then to enforce the order. To kill the enemy with fire and maneuver. You understand? You know, that's what needs to happen. I know it's a terrible thing to say. That's because wars are terrible things. And these people coming in now are going to do terrible things to people. Like the family in Athens, Georgia, that lost their college daughter. Like that family in Texas that lost their daughter, that 12-year-old. And the numbers of people they're not even mentioning. And people that lose their family due to drunken driving accidents because of these people and stuff, because they can't read our signs and don't know our laws of the road and stuff. Not the National Guard. Let me tell you something. Being in the military, let me tell you something different between the National Guard and active duty. Okay. Active duty, we live it. We train, we work in it every single day. You live in, when I was in, we were still in squad base. Squad base. We had a community shower with 12 heads, 12 shower heads. We had the other side of the bathroom was 12 crappers with no stalls in between them. Okay? We'll go down there and do the job. National Guard comes in. Nothing against the National Guard, but they come in and train once a week, once a weekend, 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. Wow. We need somebody who's going to follow orders. Okay, and I'm just not bashing the National Guard, but you guys in the National Guard know too. You're not active duty, and you're not in the same grade as an active duty soldier or Marine or airman or sailor. You're just not in the same boat. You ain't going to tell me in the Navy that a reservist can handle battle stations and general quarters like a seasoned sailor. You ain't going to tell me that because it's not true. Go through general quarters at 2:30 in the morning one time. You'll see what I mean. But, we need active military down there. The military needs to protect our borders. Screw these other borders. And that's another thing. Close these bases. Why do we need 100-some bases all over the world? Yeah, we can have a port in a country, but we don't have to have secret CIA bases there and stuff. Trump just better, he's got a lot to do. He better have the balls to do it. Fight, fight, fight for us. Punish the guilty. I better not see another civilian go to trial until I see these people in orange suits. I need the truth to come out. If the truth comes out and people realize how sick this nation and our leaders were, maybe it won't happen again in our lifetime. But this is not a can that can be kicked down the road. Now it's time to end it. Okay? And if Donald Trump doesn't do it, he's going to anger probably more people than is angry now, because he's going to have our side angry at him and the other side. Not that we want revenge. I want to become a land of laws again, not a land of men, where men are superior to laws. Then maybe all this stupid stuff will shape up. And maybe these Hollywood movie stars will finally shut the hell up. Right, Robert De Niro? What a moron. Anyway, I wasn't planning on going this long tonight, but like I say, there's so much news, I didn't even really get on the subject. All I know is the Democratic Party's in chaos. We'll find out who the vice presidential nominee is, obviously, before the convention. But, just get ready for social unrest. If you're in the city, get the hell out of the city. Okay? Save yourself. Because the mob coming down the street isn't going to care about your feelings. We're supposed to care about their feelings. But all they feel is hate, and they want to kill you. and that will give them satisfaction. You know, where if we do something wrong, we feel guilty, they feel satisfaction. I know it's a crazy world. We live in the twilight zone. But anyway, you know, the world's just going to get worse until we start the first day of putting an end to this. All right. And Donald Trump isn't going to be able to do it by himself. If Donald Trump does something that upsets you to better the country, then that's a sacrifice you have to make to better the country. But the first thing people need to realize is don't look to the government to pursue your happiness. Look to yourself. Pull yourself up from your bootstrings, make you a better person, and your life will become better. You know, let's make this country great. Let's make it again so one of the spouses can stay home and raise the kids. Keep the families together. Where being a happy family is more important than see if I can have more money than my neighbor before I die. Something you can't take with you anyway. It's crazy. So, anyway, let me get to where I want to go with this tonight, and I got to get going. So, anyway, I appreciate everybody being here. Carol, are you enjoying my shorts? What about that short I did yesterday about a thief coming into your house and stuff? I couldn't think of no other way to put it, but that's a good way of putting it. Yep. And then today, you know, I honestly, when I gave that one out today, that was exposing myself. You know, exposing myself to how humble I am and how much I enjoy living that lifestyle. And I thought I would get a lot of people, you're crazy. You don't understand none of that. You don't think money's important? Like I said, if it was really important, then why didn't the caveman need it? Now I realize money is I call it a necessary evil in today's world. But I will trade my money any day for something that's worth something, to learn some skills. Skills is way more important to me. Because when it comes to the day where money ain't going to matter, okay? Oh, any updates on the Hawk Chicks? No, the deal out there is they've been cutting hay out by those trees, and I've been leaving them alone. I'm sure the birds are all worked up. I'm hoping that they're not flying by the next time I get out there, and I don't even get to see them again. But they're out cutting hay and they're raking it, and they'll be baling it tomorrow. And then I'll be out there picking the bales up. So when I get out there, I'll sit there and put my camera out and see if I can get videos. But yeah, I mean, just, you know, I can sit out there and watch that stuff for hours, just hours. You know, and I can't stand being around for people for 10 minutes. Like I say, being a lone wolf is a personality trait. When you just enjoy being alone and growing up and you learn all those skills that you do playing by yourself and making forts and just everything you did by yourself. And that was the thing, you had to do it by yourself and you learned. So anyway, I love it out here. But yeah, I'll put the short on there. I'll take my camera out there tomorrow and get one of the Hawk Chicks. I need to, yeah. You know, the thing is, I got a compliment about a comment with a compliment saying, I'm just like a country version of Joe Rogan. I mean, I understand why they shut my videos down. When I got a video I put on Thursday night saying they're going to replace JoJo by Monday, July 22nd. And 3 days later, they dropped the bomb. And they won't even put that on the shorts, the feed at all. And then I found out from Impeach Creepy Joe that he subscribed and had to resubscribe. So my 376 subscribers are, I mean, I saw on my subscriber count at times I was losing subscribers, but I was just assuming that people were watching my wildlife videos and subscribing and then go to my political stuff and then unsubscribe because they didn't agree. But no, YouTube's been taking them off. I am so small that they have to worry about me. You know why I think Canadian Prepper is so big and full spectrum survival and stuff? Because all they do is spread fear. Now, I watch Canadian Prepper sometimes because some of the stuff I don't watch to be fearful. I watch it to get, another little picture of what's going on. But they sell fear. Be afraid and then buy this from me. And that's why the government pushes it, because it's like disinformation. And somebody who I want to motivate people to stand up and do something. To stand up, like I think it was 160 some men that stood up at Lexington Concord at first and stood up to the British troops, knowing that if a shot was fired, someone were going to die, and a shot was fired and some of them died. When our government fears us again and respects us again, we'll get our country back. Then it's not going to happen if you see somebody about to shoot Trump, you don't do nothing but pull your camera out. I don't know why that upsets me so, but it does. Inaction is what's killing us in the first place. Us doing nothing is what's enslaving us in the first place. Because we do nothing. Now, obviously, I'm going to sit out here until there's a time to go to the foxholes and fight. When the rebels are surrounding Boston again like they did in 1775, then I'll go join the ranks. Yeah, I love Prepper Nurse One. He's got set up great. Talk about a man who's living a dream. And that's why people want to hate him, because he sits there with a smile on his face, happy with his life, sure of how he feels about things. And he's open to other ideas, and he's not mean. I'm sure he could put a lot of people in the ground like a thumbtack if he wanted to. Just an easygoing guy who wants to help people out and try to wake them up to say, hey, you're free. Do you realize that? But the fear mongering. If you're a prepper, what do you have to be afraid of? What? You're prepping because you think something's going to happen. So when it happens, you shouldn't be afraid. You should be like, I knew that was going to happen. Just like I knew 9/11 was going to happen. Just like I knew Joe Biden was going to step down. You just know some things are going to happen. Like I'm pretty sure on November 6th, that could be when the Civil War starts. I don't know. It's going to be a crazy time. Maybe they'll try another assassination attempt. I hope not. I hope we don't have no more diversity hires, like I told you. That picture, those Secret Service surrounding Trump on stage, a woman, number one. None of them look like they could run 25 yards, let alone 100 yards. Compared to the Secret Service I saw at the Republican National Convention, the first night he stepped out, big difference. I saw men that night. Trump went to hit the deck as fast as he did. He knew what was going on. Secret Service had no clue. The ones around the stage. The cream of the crop were on the stage to protect him, right? How much more of this are we going to take? Then they're going to march out Kamala Harris and whoever she chooses as her VP. And then press is going to just praise it up and stuff and lie and lie and lie. And Prepper Nurse once talked about the debate between Kamala and Donald Trump. I'll tell you what it's going to be. Same as Joe Biden. Kamala lying her ass off and Trump having to defend the truth. That's all that one was. He with Joe Biden stumbling and stuff. That's all it was. When he could coherently talk, he mumbled all line. Trump's there defending the truth. Yeah. Donate to your channel or buy my merchandise. Aren't we in this to get our liberty back? I don't think the Sons of Liberty were worried about making a profit. This is why I hate money so much. Because when I traveled the world as a United States Marine, okay, and during Reagan's years, and we were the rich country. We'd go into other countries and do what the hell ever we wanted. And I saw the wealth our country had compared to these other countries' militaries. Back then, it was even Russia. It would have been a first grader, a senior picking on a first grader. And what we did because we had more money sickened me. To the point where one time I was told, I was complaining. I said, my congressman needs to hear about this. I was told, you say one single word, you're dead. Believe me, I know how the government works on the other side too. When you're doing something and then Time Magazine comes out and what's going on is actually completely opposite of what's going on. You know, I wish I was just as stupid as the other average American, but I'm not no more. And that's why they can't fool me. You know why you Democrats can't brainwash me? Because I've already been brainwashed once by the Marine Corps and the Constitution and the Founding Fathers. Anyway, it's not about making money. My goal on YouTube is to get off of YouTube. My goal on YouTube is to get people motivated, organized, and do something so I can retire like my grandfather retired. That's what I want. I don't want to have to worry about wars when my kids go to school with people that think they're cats. You know, back when I was going to school, if that would have even been tolerated, they would have had the shit kicked out of them. And then, you know, that's maybe why kids didn't act so weird in school, because they got picked on for other kids for not fitting in. You know, I'm not saying I got teased a lot. I'm not saying it was a good thing, but, you know, I guess I'd rather got teased and turned into what these kids are turning into these days. That is for sure. So anyway, yeah. See, the thing is, distractions. Let's worry about our enemies across the ocean so we don't have to focus on our enemies right here in our government. It's like people can't look at two things now at one time because they got one thing as their foe. And then they believe everything they're told. Everything. I mean, I had a discussion with somebody about people being scammed. How do people be scammed? Because they're greedy or because they believe something that somebody, you know, if you haven't, I get these emails all the time. Your PayPal transaction has been okayed or whatever. And I don't go through PayPal or Google. So I just ignore them. But somebody would click on it and be like, what did I buy? And set themselves up to be scammed. Just ignore them. You know, like that one short I did. You know, I can't be tempted because I don't want to covet anything of anybody's. To live a life where you don't feel jealousy is a freedom that I wish a lot of people could feel. I guess I'm just strange in a lot of ways. It's one of the gifts I got for serving him. Not having to feel jealousy or not having to be jealous. I mean, I would never be jealous of somebody's success. And it doesn't mean I want to live their life. Okay? We all got to remember what's important in life and forget about the more money I have when I die, the more successful I was. Even though my kids hate me, I was successful. Well, the kids take your money and then sell everything off that you had. You know, if I ever get wealthy and stuff, I want my kids to cherish what I had in my life and want to pass it on to their kids and stuff, not see how fast a buck they can make off of it. Anyway, I'm going down tangents here. It's been an hour and 15 minutes. I need to go. And like I say, Carol, tomorrow I will get a video on there about the hawk chicks. I can sneak back there in the morning before maybe they get back there. So anyway, I sure appreciate everybody being here. Spread the word. Do stuff to make yourself safe. You know what's coming in the next 3.5 months. Okay. Like these people that have days to know that a hurricane's coming and don't even buy a gallon of water. Okay. It's hard to have sympathy for them. Anyway, prepare yourself. Times are tough. The people in charge of this country are just totally coming apart at the seams. And they got a lot of things in their arsenal they can use to mess up the world as they start crashing. Good night, Kristen. Anyway, everybody have an awesome night. Look for my thought of the day tomorrow and my shorts. Everybody have a good night. Talk to you later. Lone Wolf Prepper, out.